you are active. Emoji is to show that you are here. Emoji is to show that you are ready to grab every bits of today's series. So kindly send your emojis. Let the emojis pop up. I can't see any emoji. Okay. Let's use the emoji button in space. Let's use it. Let's use it. Let's use it. All right. All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Welcome to the Digital Ed series April edition. To those that are just joining us, Digital Ed series is a webinar that occurs every last Thursday of the month. You can check us out on our socials at Legacy Lab NG on Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And I'm your host for tonight, Omowumi, and I'll be welcoming on board our speaker for tonight. He goes by the name Ifeoluwa Areola, a brand identity designer, someone I can vouch for anywhere, any day, anytime. Wake me up from my sleep and tell me to vouch for him, and I'll stand strong and say yes. That's very that it's not just about the name, it's about the competency, it's about the dedication. So he is here to tell you that anyone can design now, but not everyone will win. It's telling you from experience. That topic is giving experience. Do you understand? So if you are eager to have on board our speaker for tonight, let's do it the way we do it, which is by sending an emoji. So we're bringing on board a spectacular designer, a badass designer, not just brand identity, is versatile. He does a whole lot of things. He's somebody I've worked with and I've never regret working with. He's somebody that I can always recommend to any brand out, even outside the world, outside this Nigeria. Yes, I'll stand tall and say, yes, this is person we deliver. That's the kind of person he is. And this sensitive topic is something that you all should sit down, grab your pen and your books to jot. If possible, you can get, your chill juice to sip while you focus on today's series. So welcome on board our speaker. And it's going to be taking the topic which says anyone can design now, but not everyone will win. You're welcome on board, Ifeoluwa Areola. Let the emojis keep popping up. You can have the mic, Ife. Can have the mic.
Oh, sorry.
All
Thank you very
right.
much, Rumi.
Welcome.
The accolades was getting too much. Do not know where to press the mic again. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Ifeoluwa Areola, and like our host said, Omoumi, I'm a brand identity designer. The versatility is embedded in what I do as a brand identity designer. So I have vast experience running over 6 years and counting in that particular ecosystem. And I've seen the evolution of designs from the traditional state to the current state that we are, which is what we all can say is the use of AI. And it is evolving every single day. So this is what brought me up. This is what propelled me to okay. All right. Uh, Personally, I started my let me just give a brief about myself. I started my design phase while I was in Ekiti State University. Started as a graphics designer, and helped me to develop is the one I'm speaking in currently, which is Legacy Lab. So if you are here and you are not efficiently part of Legacy Lab community, I can beat my chest to say that you are missing out on a lot. Please, if you can hear me, can you react to what I'm saying? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So, like I said, I started as a graphics designer, and it was a journey of, like I said, I started when the traditional skill where you have to learn the traditional skills. So I learned it and I started evolving. I worked for, I'm still working for Legacy Lab and some other organizations. Then I took up the specific niche of being a brand identity designer. When we say brand identity designer, we are not just creating brands alone. We are taking about the look, the face of that particular organization. They talk about how they sound. They talk about how they relate with customers. That is what we do as brand identity designers, and I really really enjoy doing it, and that is why it has come to me that I think with the vast experience I've had in the system, in the entire ecosystem, I think we need to begin to have discussions about the future of design and how, as designers and non-designers, we can use artificial intelligence to be able to get what we want, either as designers or as non-designers. So that is what led to the topic that we are going to be speaking on today. And I think we are still seeing it on our screen. It's a very straightforward one. Permit me to share my screen so that we can follow me as I'll be presenting. Wumi, would you stop sharing? Please, once again, if you can hear me, just send emojis. The
Sorry, good evening. Please, if you can speak louder. I'm not really hearing you. Thank you.
can if you can see my screen.
Sorry, we cannot hear you. If you can hear us, we cannot hear you right now. I cannot hear you right now. Cannot hear you right now. So sorry about the interruption in network from our speaker side. Please, if you are just joining us, kindly do well to introduce yourself in the group, in the chat box. Sorry, kindly introduce yourself in the chat box. Oh, so. This is my niche. Oh, I'm Omomi, and I'm an aspiring graphic designer. I'm Omomi. I'm an aspiring software developer. Oh, nice to meet you, Aziz Sodi Shegun. So, what's your niche? Are you into tech, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're just a student? Let's get to know you. If you're just joining us, please do well to introduce yourself in the chat box while we wait for our speaker to sort the network connection. Sorry. Mavendra. Did I pronounce that well? Aziz Sadiq, what do you do? You guys should communicate. What do you do? Just type it in the chat box. I can see King, I can see Akorede, I can see Eniola, I can see Flarum. You guys should introduce yourself in the chat box. Let's get to know you. Oh, entry level cloud computing, 300 level computer science students. Wow, that's nice. Nice to meet you, Aziz Sadiq. You're welcome on board. You're a student from India, Mavendra. How did you get to know about these events? How did you get to know about these events? We'd love to know. You're welcome on board. Oh, nice to meet you, Akorede, once again. He was just a speaker on one of our series. If you haven't heard about it before, you can check him out on YouTube at Legacy Lab NG. You can check the series out. It was also a very, very interesting series. He's also from GG on campus EXO. And not just from there, he's the lead. So you're welcome on board. Hi, Elisha. Elisha is also a brand designer and a strategist. That is what I know, Elisha. Yeah. You're welcome on board, Elisha. Elisha is also a very great brand designer. Elisha, would you like to take the mic? Take the mic for a few minutes while we wait for our speaker. What do you have to tell us about design? Koyum, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, hi, good evening to everyone. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right,
We can hear you, Elisha.
my name is Elisha. I'm a brand designer and a strategist. So I've been doing design for almost 7 years now. And yeah, I joined so I could learn one or two from my boss. So I don't know what else you want me to say.
You're welcome, Elisha. Okay, he's back on board. Thank you for introducing yourself to us.
All right, you're welcome.
Ife, are you ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I am really,
Nice.
really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Nigeria is
No, it's
happening.
fine. It's understandable.
All right. So I don't know. Please though moving forward, it's an unstable network around where I am currently. So I would really appreciate if I am breaking, probably a message can just pop up and then I'll be able to know so that I can just make adjustments to the setup that I have. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me share my screen again so that we can begin. All right. Please let's react now if you can see my screen. All right. So I was explaining the other time that I have been in the design ecosystem right from when we used every means was traditional. You have to source for your pictures yourself. You have to do a very deep dive and deep research before you have the pictures that you need. And I have seen now the entire process evolve into what we have today, that you just have to sit down and you don't even have to write up to 5 lines. And then you don't say what you want, but you get what you think you want. So this is what we want to address today, that we've gotten to the era that everybody can create designs, but it's not everybody that is going to be successful with it. based on the fact that there are a lot of people that think what the AI models are given to them. The AI models give you option and then you select the best and you think that exactly what your brand needs. And most times it comes from the fact that you need it urgently, or it comes from the fact that you designer. It comes from the fact that you're very cheap. So that's why that statement, the first line comes in that anyone can design. And it's true. In fact, ChatGPT launched ChatGPT Image 2.0, and the trials that I saw on X, they are very convincing ones. They did football flyers with it, and you would hardly notice that yeah, with things do you need to note that as a designer, that's for a non-designer, and as a designer, there are things you need to note that would allow you to stay in line and relevant in this era of AI and designs. So that is what we're going to be speaking about today. Before I continue, can we just react if we are still hearing me? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So, all right. So moving on. This is a common statement. Okay. Yeah, we take the job. It's a common statement. Everybody. In fact, I believe that the first person that said this statement, the job was probably taken away from him. That's why he made this particular statement that AI will take your job. And today I want to attach my own personal statement that recently, I think I don't remember the specific brand, but I think 2 months ago, in fact beginning of this year, we heard about Jack and the owner of Block. He had to let go of some of the staff, close to 40,000 of them. Um, so close to 40,000 of them, he had to let go of them. And that's because he felt that he can have a particular amount of staff that can do the same thing that they are doing alongside AI. So yes, it is 100% possible. That's why I said I believe it is 100% possible for AI to take. It is happening. The statistics say just ensures that there is a solution. There's a way to stay relevant as a designer, not designer, you to achieve. And through the course of person, it is definitely most definitely any digital space, any digital skill that you possess, you develop whatever it is you do, it's applicable in the sense that designers will be mentioned here. Just try as much as possible to view it from the perspective of the digital skill that you possess, and you will get the idea as we move on. So, like I said, before I continue, please let's just react if we are speaking more thing. All right, that's great. All right, so here's what most people miss. AI doesn't take jobs, it replaces positions. AI doesn't take jobs, it replaces positions. That's why I said the person that said the very first statement that AI will take your job, probably the person lost his job at the moment I started. We don't know. But there is no way AI is going to be the one to sit down. We know this. We don't need to dwell too much on this. But what we need to understand is that it takes over positions. It's going to replace what you do, not you. It's the mind problem. It's going to replace what you do and not you, which means AI replacing what you do means another person will replace you. Because we all know for AI to work efficiently, it needs somebody to prompt it. Prompting is very important for the efficiency of AI. So it's not you that is displaced, it's your position. Ultimately, your position is going to be taken over by another person that can better. Yeah. So today, at the end of the day, my objective is to let us see that it's not a it's not a it's not a design, it's not an intelligence that you can compete with. It's something that you should actually accommodate to make you do better. That is my objective, and that is the only way you win AI. The moment you see it not as a competition but as a tool to make what you do, to make it better. So I have a quote here: if you position yourself as someone who only executes, AI will outperform you. If you position yourself as someone who only executes, a platform. When it comes to speed now, when it comes to speed now, especially in the design ecosystem, there are some people that you cannot compete with anymore. What would normally take 5, 7, 8 hours to deliver, there are people that will be 20 minutes. But if it is only that makes you valuable as a designer, as a non-designer, whatever you do, then AI will definitely take your position. If there is no way they can separate the difference between what you would do, what you say you would do in 2 days, and what AI would do in 20 minutes, then at the point, that definitely displace you at what you do. So we are going to be breaking it down into my own research. And then I brought out 3 specific category people that don't use AI to the best of it. A lot of stories, but I decided to stay for this particular presentation. So I tagged it the offside trap. Now, how many of us watch? If you watch football, I just give a reaction. If you watch football and you understand these particular tactics, please let me get a reaction from you. Okay, so in football, there is a particular tactic that coaches use. They call it the offside trap. Now, the offside is a your opponent's box, and the team that wants you to be in an offside position, they create a trap, and that is what I'm trying to depict in this particular image that we have here. So they all stay away from the last to score the goal, and when not is enough, is going to run away from the line, and just like you can see on my screen currently, he is going to be. Sometimes we think we are doing the right thing with AI. Like I said, the model you use, whenever you speak to it, it will definitely give you options. In fact, after giving you the one, after you've read the one you call, everybody can be a witness to this. After you've read the one you call the best option, then suddenly you scroll down, you see alternative option. Then the alternative option is sounding and the best option. Show you that if you don't understand it very well, you might fall into the offside trap. Now, the offside trap is in 3 categories according to what I put together. So the first category is the ones who think is equal to designing. That's the category. Is equal to designing. The second one, the ones who see AI as competition, evolution. The ones who see AI as competition, not evolution. And the one is the ones who copy outputs without understanding. The ones who copy outputs without. That's why I said we have a different categories of people. It's a broad category, but I specifically channeled it down to these 3. So these are the 3 set of people that will not be able to achieve anything at all with AI, and at the same time, they will be the set of people that the first statements will come to pass in their life, and there is no matter of that will solve it. You fall this category. So the ones who think prompting is equal to designing, the ones who see AI as competition, not evolution, the ones who copy outputs without understanding. Now, I wrote something on top. Some people are already positioned to be replaced by AI, not because AI is better, because into the trap. In fact, some categories of people currently are doing what the market wants us to do. I'm seeing it. Yeah, and is equal to designing. The specific design, there's a type of, I believe there are designers on Google. because it's not print ready. So those people prompt is equal to design. That is what we're trying to. It's have to go and before pick shut into my that this guy would get for me was refine them and it's great.
Alright, sorry about the breaking transmission. Sorry about the breaking transmission. Okay, so why we at this? Alright, sorry about that. Alright, why we at it? What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? Let's drop it in the chat box. What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? Hey, don't tell me you haven't learned anything. Really? Really? Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you tell an if you can hear me? I think I'm audible.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear,
Can you hear me?
and I can. Yes,
Hey.
yes, loud and clear. I can
Hello,
hear you loud and
everyone.
clear.
Can
I
you
don't know if you
guys hear
can hear.
me? All right. So I said, what have you guys learned so far? What have you learned? Who
I've
can tell me
learned
three
quite a
categories
lot.
of people in the trap? Three categories of people in the trap. From what he just said. Just said it's okay. Look. Sorry about that. Please. Who can tell me the three categories of people in the trap?
Can you hear me?
Wow. Okay, number one, he said the ones who think prompting is equal to designing. Oh, Matthew is raising his hands. Are you raising up? Koyum is also raising his hands. Okay, let's do it this way. Koyum, we can go first. What have you learned so far? Can you mute now? Can you unmute your mic? Can you hear me? Okay, if Koyum cannot hear me, Matthew dropped his own English. All right, he said the first one among the categories of people in the trap is the one who see AI as competitor. That's number two. The first one is the one who think prompting is equal to designing. The second one is the one who sees AI as competition, not evolution. Why the third one? Who can tell us the third one? I'm scared I've not been listening. Who can help us with the third one? The third one. The third one. If you can tell us the third one, you can type it in the chat box or you can signify. All right. Nobody's saying anything. I mean, I know you guys ate. You guys were here. You guys listen. But you guys don't want to talk. Are you shy? This is not room for you to be shy. And mistakes or errors is not a stigma over here. You rather get the right
You said, sorry,
answer
can I
Nothing
say
wrong
something?
with
after
that.
Can
making
I say
errors.
something?
You just get corrected. As this study, do you have something to say to us?
He
You want to
said
help
the
us
one
with
who
number
doesn't.
three?
He said the one who
Or
doesn't
like I said, your
like
mic is not
understand the
muted.
results. Can you hear me now?
Sorry, can you come again?
He said the one who doesn't understand the result that AI give, just paste it. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Someone does not understand what the AI gives. That is the one who copy outputs without understanding. When to use AI, you don't understand. You don't understand the outputs. That's a big problem, and that's one of the things that some individuals are actually facing now. Yeah, AI is very good. AI helps to streamline our tasks, but we don't understand the outputs. That's why foundation is very, very essential. So there's no way AI is replacing anybody. It's better we. Oh, sorry about that, Matthew. Sorry about that, Matthew. So it's better we utilize the AI rather than sit down at one corner and be thinking that AI is going to take your job. Like seriously, it's not even just about designing. Even other aspect of tech, AI is very crucial. It's not something you should neglect. It also says something. It says some people are already positioned to be replaced by AI, and that's because what? Not because the AI is better, but because they what? They walked into the trap, which are the traps that were listed earlier by you guys. The one who think prompting because designing, the one who see AI as competition and evolution, the one who copy output without what understanding. It's a positioning problem, an offside trap you didn't what? You didn't even see. So that is one thing about AI. It's an evolution. It's something to be. It's a language to be utilized. It's very very crucial. If you are into virtual assistants, it can signify. If you're into virtual assistants, virtual assistants. Oh, there's none. There's none. If you're into virtual assistants. Okay, software developer. Just send an emoji. Software developer. I'm already at somewhere. Software developer. Designers. Just send an emoji if you can hear me, please. Okay, designer. Let me Paul is also a designer. Oh, nice. Wow, wow, wow. I know you guys are here. Designers. All right. Looking at the not the shabby AI designs, oh, I'm talking about the very, very professional one, the ones that look like the prompt given to the AI was given by an experienced designer. What's the what can you pinpoint that this is a significant difference? How has it helped you guys? The designers. I want you guys to use the chat box, please. How has it helped you guys so far? I'm a designer, I've used AI before. What has it helped you? If you can hear me, just use the chat box while we wait for our speaker to join us. But I'm very sure if he can join us because of his network is very, very poor right now. We'll do it to share the slide. Oh, I think he's back here with us. All right, can come on board. Designers, the question is still open. Oh. I'm a designer. I've used AI. How has it helped you? The question is still open. Please use the chat box. All right. Speaker is back on board. Yeah, welcome, Faye.
All right. I really, really apologize to everyone. It's not my. It's really beyond my power at this point. I've tried all my possible best to ensure this does not happen. So you will just bear with me. So after this particular call, like Wumi said, the slide will be available. You can read through it. Reach out to me if you have questions. I'll be able to respond to them. All right. I would believe that because I was hearing what Wumi was saying, so I would believe that the point at which the network allowed me to speak is the aspect where I was describing the categories that are in the trap. So I'll just run through it again, that we have the ones who think prompting is equal to designing, the ones who see AI as competition and evolution, the ones who copy outputs without understanding. Now, I want us to think about it because as Umi was speaking, I was listening. We have enough designers on this particular call. Now, I believe when I say designers, you know that I'm not saying, I'm not referring to graphic designers now. Any aspect of design that you actually belong to, that is what I'm referring to generally. So be it motion designs, be it web design, UI, UX, whatever it is you do that carries design at the back. I'm speaking to, even if it is fashion design, if you feel like you use AI for your fashion design at this point, this is speaking to you exactly. So the ones who think prompting is equal to designing, the ones who see it as competition and evolution, and the one who copy outputs without understanding. Now, it's a positioning problem, an offside trap you didn't even what? You didn't even see. And let's talk about the prompt, those who think prompting is equal to designing crowd. So I wrote something here that you think because you can prompt, you can design. So you can generate outputs, refine them, and call it creativity. AI gives you options, you pick what looks good. But design is not about what looks good. It is about what works. It's about what works. So that's the one I was explaining. You know, if somebody who is a printing press, who I believe is an OG in the printing press, decides to come up with an Instagram post that I am not accepting AI generated designs again, we can understand what it means. So people have gotten to the stage that, well, since it is showing the information, where I am currently, I'm going to use this as an example. Where I am currently, in the church, I'm working in the media, so I created some certain designs for the church. So they started using this. I did it myself traditionally and everything. So the media director had to send me a particular design. These particular ones I just described that was created with AI. So the man was explaining to me that we can just use that so that it will not, so that it will be fast. That's how he said it too. So that it will be fast. He said, okay, fair, so that it will be fast. Let's just use ChatGPT to create it. You know, it's a church. I was irritated by the statements, but it's a church. You have to understand how to handle things like that. So I'm just trying to say it now. In his mind, he is the media director in the church. In his mind, he is doing what is right. Prompting, that is what he's doing. And in his mind, he's thinking that the prompting and the designs he's getting, the output he's getting, is the same thing as what needs to be done. As long as the information is seen, the picture of the pastor, using the media example, is the one in the church as an example. The information of what is done, the topic of the Sunday is seen, the picture of the pastor is there, the logo of the church is there. He does not care about the rest. So those are the set of people that think prompting is designing. People, it was trending on X. People started talking about what ChatGPT 2.0 can do in comparison to what traditional football, sports creative designers can do. And then there was this argument that all this. So one of the OG designers on X said something which I caught. He said that he has no problem with the fact that ChatGPT can do this. In fact, it makes the job easier for those people that are in the sports design system. But the problem is that with the designs he has seen that is generated from ChatGPT 2.0, it is the same. I mean, there is a consistency in the effects that is being added to the design. And that is where the problem lies. So you would think you are designing, but then everything you are doing will look the same all through, and it loses the touch of creativity. So that's why I said design is not what looks good, it is what works. It will ultimately lose the touch of what it's supposed to mean to your audience, especially when there is no creative intention about what you are doing. So please, prompting is not designing. In this era we are, it is one of the steps in designing. It is not what? It is not design. Before I continue, please let's react if you guys can still hear what I'm saying. Right. Thank you very much. All right. So the second one is those ones who see AI as competition, not evolution, which are the traditional designers resisting AI. At first, when models, when especially this is in the motion design field now, if you're into motion design, when Eagles Field came out, Eagles Field is what you can use to create videos, video edits. You can check it online. It's very, very efficient. Create a substantial subscription with it, and you will get some already made motion designs done without opening After Effects or Premiere Pro at all. or CapCut. Let me mention it. No shades, please. So, what I'm trying to say here now is that there are still people that are trying to resist AI. And this set of people are the ones we call the traditional designers. Now, traditional designers are the set of people that mastered, oh Jesus, they've mastered the tool. They know everything that needs to be known. They've mastered the skill, sorry. They know everything that needs to be about designing. They know everything that you need to know about all the design tools. They can show you things that you think you know. They can show you better things. These are the ones we call traditional designers. They practice and learn the skills. Now, I wrote here, you master the tools, learn the principles, and put in the air. Now, AI shows up and you see it as a threat. So you resist the shift while the industry moves without you, holding on to how things used to work. Doesn't protect your value anymore. It limits it. I was saying something the other time. This will be an example that I will use to buttress what I'm trying to say here. Now, in this era, there are people that will not allow you to work for them. It's not because you are not good. Oh, you're perfect. In fact, they like the way that you can easily interpret the entire design tool to get what they want. But the problem they have is that there is the execution time. They don't like it. You are too slow with the designs. And it's normal. As a traditional designer, you know how long how long you need to take, the time you need to take to put into a particular design. Take, for example, branding. Currently, if you want to brand and you want it to be efficient enough to carry out what the organization needs, you know that you will need to take nothing less than a week. It's standard, a week or more. It's standard, of course. In that week, what you need to use to design in the week is just 2 days. But then the research process, which is the most bulky part, is essential to you. But now, even researching can still be made easier with this artificial intelligence. It does not disturb your own personal research, but it amplifies it. And that is what AI is. So there are still traditional designers that are still resisting AI. What we are trying to say now is that it does not protect your value at a time. There were people that were joining the trend that let us resist it. But now the same set of people that were joining the trend are pulling back from it. I have seen designers that are not even Nigerians that I follow on TikTok that were complaining about it. Now they are the ones making contents about certain AIs that you can use to make your branding faster. That is it. So if you are still with the idea that it can be resisted, then you are still this particular type of traditional designer. Now, your value is not being protected anymore. If there is still an organization that is still keeping you on board, it's because they still probably the owner is the brother of your uncle or the sister of the brother that gave birth to your uncle. At this point, the era we are, if you cannot execute with artificial intelligence, especially in areas you've done your due diligence of creating, using branding as an example, you've done the research, you've brought out everything. There are AI models now that can allow all you need to do. At the end of this, in fact, let me say this now before I proceed. At the end of this call, I'm going to say something shocking at the end of the call, and it's going to shock everyone. It's going to shock everyone. So there are things that you can use to make your work faster. And at the end of everything, it makes your entire process, it makes it better. So we are not expected to fall into the trap of the traditional designers that are trying to resist AI. Please, can you all still hear me? If you're still hearing me, please let's give reactions. All right, all right. I want to believe that the first two categories I've mentioned, there are not people that are in that category here. And if you have, the Lord is calling you at this point to change. Amen. All right. Back to what we are doing. All right. Non-designers copying households. Now, this is it. Non-designers copying households. Now, this is for people that are not designers. So you don't want to hire a designer. So you generate, replicate, and reuse what already exists. It looks like design, but it carries no thinking. It's fast, it's easy, it's cheap, but it's also generic. And when everything looks the same, I like this part. When everything looks the same, nothing stands out. This is one thing I've been able to notice about content creation these days. Let's use people on TikTok. I'm coming back to what I'm saying on design, but I want to use people on TikTok as an example. What is going to trend is not going to be what has been done already. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say now. What exactly is going to trend is something that is going to come out in a different way. We've seen this happen. There are certain videos that there's just something different about it, and that's what's making it trend. Aha, that is what exactly this thing is saying. If all you do all the time, because you don't want to, the first point, because you don't want to hire a designer. This is for non-designers now. You don't want to hire a designer, but you need designs. So all you do all the time is just pick the design from Pinterest, you drop it on ChatGPT, then you do the category number one, you do the prompting, and then you think you're designing, and then you get exactly the same thing. There is no difference. You get exactly the same thing. In fact, some people are so bad at prompting that they don't even remember to tell the model to change the color. At least tell the model to change the color, but then they get exactly the same thing. The only difference is the picture that you've put now, and then you post it. The next time you need it, you do it like that. At the point, people will catch up to you that this is what you are doing, and ultimately it can deteriorate the face of your brand. So non-designers copying outputs. If everything looks the same, nothing is going to stand out. What is going to make what you're doing? That's why I said this aspect is for non-designers now. Whatever it is you do, whatever brand you have and you need designs for, what is going to make it come out efficiently? What is going to make it stand out is that there is an intentional positioning of creativity behind it. Intentional positioning of creativity does not come from directly copying outputs, not copying ready-made, not copying processes or copying outputs. If you copy outputs and you skip the process, you will get the same output that you copied. And if you are getting it for a long time, nothing is going to stand out for your brand. So that explains the three categories of people that are falling in the offside track. And like I said, this is a call to come out, in quotes. If you are in this category, come out and come out now. All right, let's proceed. If you can hear me, please give reactions so that we can proceed. All right, so different approaches, different mindsets, but the same mistake. They are all using AI without understanding what it's really for. AI is not the advantage, understanding is. Now, AI is not a shortcut. It's not a threat, and it's not a replacement for thinking. It's a tool that amplifies how you think. I said it the other time. What you need to know about artificial intelligence, it's that. In fact, I'm going to say at the end of the entire call. It's not a threat. These three categories, I used to belong to everything. I'm not saying this because it has not happened to me. This is coming from what I have experienced. I personally used to belong to the three categories. But then I had to sit down, take some certain courses to be able to understand artificial intelligence, AI, the models that are needed for design and other aspects. And then I began to see it as a way to amplify my ideas. Amplify my ideas. Your idea is good, but I tell you, it can be amplified. And one of the best ways to amplify your ideas as a designer or a non-designer, whatever it is you do, is to efficiently make use of artificial intelligence. It is going to amplify it. And that is how you win. That is how you stand out from those that are not winning. And then you become one of the people that win. Now, the gap is not in the tools, it's how you approach them. AI has made execution easier, but does not replace the need for clarity, direction, and intent. Whether you're a designer or not, the real shift is learning how to think before you create and how to guide what you create towards a result. Because in this new landscape, those who win are not the ones who use AI the most. They are the ones who understand how to use it with purpose. What I'm saying here, what I'm trying to explain here is that we have come to the point that you don't need to fall into the traps anymore. You don't need to fall into it anymore. I use myself as an example. I've understand it. I'm using it to amplify what I'm doing. I'm saying now that you can make what you do better. It can be great at this point, but it can be better. And the only way to do that is to ensure that you use artificial intelligence. Because in this new landscape, those who win, you can take note of that last point. Those who win are not the ones who use AI the most. They are the ones who understand how to use it with purpose. Sometimes I used to look at these people that would just come up on TikTok and say, have you made $1,000 this month? And then they put together some prompts, and I efficiently tried it one day. I sat down, we skip these videos. We can be honest with ourselves. Some of us skip these videos, but I efficiently listened to one of the videos one day. I took the prompt that the person described and I tried it, and I did almost everything that was the AI model was leading me to do. And it got to a point, all I need to do was to subscribe to a particular account, and I could have been making the money that the person did. Of course, it's not going to be immediately. Yeah, gradual process, batch by batch, bit by bit. And I was going to, So what I'm trying to say here now is that majority of people just use it for basic things. How many salts of rice do I need? So how many salts do I need to put into the rice I want to cook? Basic things, things, basic things. And then in the design aspect, you are just using it for generic ideas. The in-depth of what you want to do, you keep it to yourself. You only tell it what you need at the particular time. You won't get the best out of it. If you want to get the best out of it, you explain the idea to it like a baby, and then you begin to tell it what you want it to produce for you. I'm not teaching us prompt engineering right now, but I'm just trying to say that it is not the number of people that use it, it is those that understand how to use it. Now, how do you think like a designer? This is for non-designers. I intentionally created this particular talk to ensure that non-designers after this call can easily go back to ChatGPT that they've been using, or Gemini or Claude, whichever one, and then they can rethink and redirect the way they prompt it to get the designs they need. Now, before I proceed, if you can hear me, please give reactions. It's very essential at this point to know that you are following. Thank you very much. All right. How to think like a designer. Now, there are 3 steps. Designers on this call would agree with me on this particular thing I'm about to say. There are 3 steps that we majorly, it's more than 3. Each step has its own broad categories, but then there are 3 major steps as a designer. The first one is research. The second one is to sketch what you've researched, and the third one is to execute. That is the process of a designer. There are other classifications, like I said, and I totally agree. If I'm to teach based on design, I would classify it more than that. But generally, this is it. You research, you sketch, and then you execute. Now, research is the most important. And this is the exact thing that separates you that wishes to win and get to achieve beats with AI as a non-designer from somebody who just wants to get something cheap, quick, and fast. This number one is the difference between 2 of you. That's the difference. The time wouldn't permit us. I would have done a live demonstration of how we can generate images for a particular branding. But if at the end of the call there is enough time, I would share some images with us to show branding, to show designs without text, but they are already preaching what the brand is all about. That is what I'm trying to say here now. These things can only be achieved based on research. So for a designer, the first most important process for a designer, most important, let me rephrase. Most important process for a professional designer is to research. If you don't research, you've lost the project already. If you start a design without research, oh, I am a designer and I don't like to sugarcoat things. There are times that I've done designs without researching. Just open the immediately. Some of us will do this. We just open we got the job, we got the gig, we open the system immediately. The blank space, we are jamming this, jamming that, jamming Google together. Yes, it happens like that sometimes. But then at the end of that design, you will now be like, I don't like it, I don't feel it. That is exactly what we're trying to say here. That once you don't research, you won't feel it at the end. And if you don't feel it, I definitely tell you there's one audience that won't feel it as well. And once that audience is not feeling it, then the particular message you're trying to pass to the audience, it's lost already. This is for designers. But as a non-designer, this is what you need to apply to, that you need to research. You want to create something for your brand. Take, for example, you sell lipstick. That's all you do. This is one thing that we really need to begin to apply. You sell lipstick, research. Go online, check what you can even go beyond the country, check what other people are doing, what they are using designs to do in advertising lipstick. And then you pick one of those 2 things. You understand what you see. In fact, another aspect of research is that you are a non-designer, you're not a designer. You send it to a designer friend. Tell that designer friend to analyze what he sees in this particular design that makes it stand out. Those are the things you take note yourself as your personal research. This is what you will now input into your AI model before you begin to ask it for design. That is when you will not get the one that you are selling lipstick and then there are golden flare in your lipstick again. Selling lipstick, there's golden flare, there's shining light in the design. That is what AI will give you if you don't specifically describe what you've done in the process of research. Now, the other 2, they are understandable ones. Once you research, you sketch, and then once you sketch, you execute. Now, sketch in this area for non-designers is that idea, before you begin to prompt your AI model to give you what you want, you need to have an idea in your head how it will look like. Creativity is not limited to designers. Please hear me and hear me very well. This is the fact. And I know this because I know what I'm saying when I say this. Creativity is not limited to designers. Designers are just vessels that has been able to embody creativity and express it. Every single individual is creative because we're created by God, that He Himself is a creative. So creativity is embedded in us, every one of us. If you don't research and understand, you will never see the creative side of you. And that's why I said what I'm saying tonight is applicable to every digital skill. So sketching is the process of trying to see what you want to prompt the AI to give you. You want to see it in your head, how it looks like. When you have a picture in your head, then you will know. So when it gives you something that you did not picture, you will begin to choose the prompt till you get what you want. And that's the difference between somebody that will win with AI and somebody that will keep doing the same thing and not stand out. Any question? Sorry, can you hear me at this point? There are, if I'm still communicating with everyone, if you are hearing, please give reactions. Thank you very much. All right. So, so that we don't waste our time, what we need to know now is this. If you are a designer, AI is not your competition. If you are a designer, AI is not your competition. It is exposing where you've been operating, from making to designing, from tools to thinking, from output to outcomes. Your value is no longer what you create, but in how you think about what should be created. AI is not the competition. We shouldn't think that way. That is for designers now. The first aspect is for non-designers. Now, this is for designers. AI is not a competition. You are not competing with AI. See, while I was thinking about the lesson today, I started thinking about that. It is called artificial intelligence. There is nobody has the bank or database of intelligence every model of artificial intelligence has. You can't compete with that kind of intelligence. I don't know how intelligent you want to be. You can't. But there is what you have that makes you better. AI is not as smart. AI will never be as smart as you are as a human being. You are smarter. And that is what I'm trying to say here. So as a designer, it is not your competitor. It is something that is supposed to use to amplify what you do. So whenever you begin to see it as a competition, and this is how designers see AI as a competition, it's not as if you see ChatGPT as somebody that is standing beside you, no. But you see somebody that is using the AI as a competitor. And this is where the problem lies. So because the particular designer is using AI and is getting it done fast and it is looking good, then you begin to antagonize his design process, calling the person out on it that he uses this particular AI model. Traditional designers are not clinical. There is this particular trend done without AI repost. Then people start quoting it, and then you see a lot of designs. It is not a competitive effort anymore. It is supposed to be something that we all begin to embrace to amplify what we do. The direction of the world, the digital space, is now for people that are able to use artificial intelligence to amplify. So for designers, it is not your competitor. So your value is no longer in what you create, but it is in how you think about what should be created. And I said something the other time. There is a position of intentional creativity. From the very first thing you are adding to that blank canvas, the very first thing you are adding to that blank canvas, from that thing, you should be able to connect every other element that is coming into the design from the very first element you are adding. So that when somebody asks you that, why are you using light flare at the top right corner? Then you'll be able to link it up to other elements easily, because from the very first element you added, you are intentional about it. Now, this can be made easier with AI. Let me give us an example. You have a design, you have an idea. This is for designers. You have an idea in your head, you want to execute it. It's possible. You can make it possible with AI. Everything that is roaming in your head, that is not looking together, is clustered in your head. Explain it to AI. And I tell you, it will structure it out from you. When it structures it out for you, if you're a professional designer, you will not do what it says, because trying to do what the AI model says will give you extra stress. But then you'll be able to have a structured thinking about the idea that you have, which is in what? It is now in how you think about what should be created. And that is where AI comes in for you. And that's how you amplify your ideas. Let me proceed. I think I have two slides left. Now, AI is not the future. This is not even a debate. This is not a debate. If there is, I don't think there is any, in fact, I don't think there is any website that is coming up now. There will always be this AI, there's always this chat agents, AI chat. Everybody is embracing it. So it is no longer the future, it's here already. The question is, how are you positioned? Now, because in this era, you don't compete with AI, you compete with people who know how to use it. That is what I'm saying the other time. ChatGPT is not your competitor. It is the person that is using ChatGPT that is. But now I'm saying that as designers, this is what we need to shred. We need to shred this ideology. We shouldn't be competitors. We should be people that are ready to learn from one another. So because somebody is using AI to get things done, what you should be looking at is how to learn from such a person to make sure you use AI to get yours done and not see that particular person as a competitor. So in this era, you want to win as a non-designer, you want to win as a designer, you are not competing with AI. You're competing with the people who are using it. And the best way to enter into that competition, healthy competition, is to learn how to use these models to achieve what you want. Think from, if you're a non-designer, think from the angle of a designer. You will be able to what? You will be able to make use of it very well. And if you're a designer, it is not a competitor for you. So I think this is where I'm going to be dropping the mic. But before I go, like I said I was going to say something shocking before the reactions begin to come in. So this particular slide from beginning to the end was generated with AI. I did not do a thing. I generated everything using AI. I'm just trying to show to you, and this shows how efficient you can be. Of course, the text, the copies, this is my idea. Everything, the copies and the text was my idea. If we do his own fine tuning, and then I remove what I don't want. Like I said, I'm a designer that don't like sugarcoating things. I would say it the way it is. So I'm saying now that there is a lot you can achieve. And I'm able to explain these things because, like I said, it is my idea. I amplified it with AI. The designs, the positioning, the pictures, everything, the arrangements, choice of fonts, making it bold, everything done with AI. So there is a lot to achieve with it as a designer, as a non-designer. Now I am open to questions, if there will be any.
All right, thank you very much. That was a very, very epic moment. All right, we have question. Kindly signify. If you have question, kindly signify. If you have question, kindly signify. All right, no questions. If you are too shy to ask questions, you can reach out to him on LinkedIn at Areola Ifeoluwa, or you can check him out on Twitter. I think he used Twitter the most. Yeah, you can check him out on Twitter too. You can reach out to him to get more, to ask him the questions. So ask him the questions that you're shy to ask right now. Okay, I'm not gonna be giving the recap this evening once again. If you missed any points or you're just joining back, just go to YouTube because you're going to get the full details over there. Check us out on YouTube at Legacy Lab NG. Follow us on all socials at Legacy Lab NG. Please, anytime you see our posts, endeavor to like, endeavor to share them. And we also have a community group. If you'd like to join our community, you can reach out to us through any of our social media platform. Thank you once again to our partners at Innovate Africa, GDG on campus, X2, Foya, and Boise. We really appreciate you all. Thank you very much for joining us. And to those that joined us tonight, we say thank you very much.